Yesterday, my neighbor Sarah Johnson, who lives 2 doors down in our quiet suburban Cleveland neighborhood, rushed over to my porch, her face pale, and blurted out, "I can't do this anymore, Linda. After 50 years with Tom, being around him feels like a weight on my chest." Sarah turned 70 last month, and to everyone on our block, she and Tom seemed like the perfect couple, always hosting barbecues or waving from their manicured lawn. But the pain in her eyes hit me like a freight train. I froze, realizing this wasn't just her story. Maybe you're feeling it too. This quiet resentment creeping in. It's not uncommon. Experts say women over 60 are increasingly frustrated with their husbands. Before we begin, I would appreciate it if you like this video, you can help me continue to spread the old age lesson. If you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. If you like this video, please comment a number. If you don't like it, comment 0 to let me know, so I can make a better video for you. Now let's get started. The U.S. Census Bureau reports that nearly 70% of divorces among older couples are initiated by wives. Shockingly, divorces in their 70s have tripled over the past 10 years. Why, after decades together, does your husband suddenly feel like a stranger dragging you down? Have you caught yourself sighing when you see his face first thing in the morning? Or talking to him and feeling like you're shouting into a void, invisible? You've spent 30-40 years side by side, yet you wonder, does he even know who I am anymore? You slave over dinner, but he eats without a thank you, like it's your job. When you're sick with a fever, he's glued to the TV, not even asking if you need water. These aren't just fleeting annoyances, they're rooted in something deeper. Understanding them can lift a burden from your heart, like opening a window in a stuffy room. Today, I'll dive into why so many women feel suffocated by their husbands as they age, unpacking the psychological gears turning behind these emotions. Plus, I'll share practical steps to navigate this, so please stick with me until the end. Let's circle back to Sarah's story, because what she shared shook me to my core. Last night, she cooked Tom's favorite meatloaf, mashed potatoes, the works. He sat down, ate in silence, not a single word of appreciation, like she was a short-order cook at a diner. Later, as she scrubbed plates, her hands raw from dish soap, Tom sprawled on the recliner, channel surfing ESPN. When she had the flu last week, bedridden and miserable, he didn't once check on her, didn't bring her a cup of tea, or ask how she felt. 50 years, Linda, she said, her voice cracking, tears welling up. And this is what I am to him? A maid. Her words hung heavy, but there was more. When Sarah mentioned joining a local Habitat for Humanity project to volunteer, Tom scoffed, "Why waste your time with that nonsense?" He didn't care that she wanted to do something meaningful, to feel alive again. Then, when she brought up her high school reunion in Akron, he rolled his eyes. What's the point of digging up old memories with those people? It was like he was stomping on her dreams, dismissing her need to reconnect with herself. But is Sarah alone in this? My friend Emily Davis, who lives across town, echoed the same heartache. Since her husband, Mike, retired from his accounting job, he's parked at home 24/7. But does he lift a finger? Nope. He's glued to the living room TV, flipping between CNN and golf tournaments, while Emily vacuums around him. When she tries to chat about a book she's reading or a neighbor's new grandkid, Mike grunts one-word replies, like he's doing her a favor. It's not just silence, it's like she's become background noise. Emily told me something that broke my heart. Last month, our daughter Claire came home from Chicago. Mike lit up, joking with her about her job, her kids, even her dog. They laughed for hours. But when I try to talk about my day, he zones out. Why am I the only one he tunes out? It's like a slap in the face. Then there's Laura Wilson, a mutual friend from our book club. Her situation feels even darker. Her husband, Jim, shoots down everything she loves. When Laura wanted to take up watercolor painting at the community center, Jim sneered, "What's that going to do for you at your age?" When she planned a lunch with friends at a new bistro downtown, he grumbled, "Stop wasting our money." Laura confided, "It's like he's trying to cage me. Don't I get to have a life too?" Why is this happening to so many women? It boils down to a profound disconnect. Women evolve emotionally as they age, while many men stagnate, stuck in old patterns. As women hit their 60s and 70s, life shifts. Kids move out, careers slow down, and suddenly, there's time to reflect. That's when it hits. I've spent my life putting everyone else first. My kids, my husband, my job. If you are still watching this video and finding these lessons useful, please comment number 1 below to let me know that you are still watching this video with me. Thank you for your valuable time. My friend Rachel Adams, who runs a small bakery in Lakewood, put it beautifully. After my youngest left for college, I caught my reflection in the shop window one day. I barely recognized myself. Gray hair, tired eyes. I used to love baking for fun, but now it's just work. I used to devour mystery novels, but I haven't read one in years. Was this it? Did I just live for everyone else? This epiphany sparks a hunger to reclaim yourself. Women start book clubs, join yoga classes at the YMCA, or call old friends from college. It's not selfish, it's a natural, healthy urge to rediscover who you are. Take my neighbor Diane Harris. At 68, she started a gardening club, tending to roses and hydrangeas with a group of women from church. For the first time in decades, she said, I'm doing something just for me. It's like I'm waking up. But many don't make that leap. After retirement, their days look like this. Wake up, grab coffee, watch Good Morning America, eat lunch, nap, then more TV. Maybe a baseball game or reruns of Law and Order. My friend Karen Peterson's husband, Ed, is a textbook case. He spent 35 years as a factory supervisor, always busy, always needed. Now, he's adrift. He doesn't know what to do with himself, Karen said. He mows the lawn twice a week, even when it doesn't need it, just to feel useful. Otherwise, it's the couch and the remote. Men like Ed lean on habits forged in the workforce. Clear tasks, deadlines, hierarchies. At work, they knew their role. Follow orders, lead teams, solve problems. But retirement strips that away, and many struggle to create a new purpose. So, they default to autopilot. When their wives talk about feelings, dreams, or even small joys, they think, if there's no issue to fix, why dive in? They assume, we've been married forever, this works fine. This creates a chasm. Women are growing, chasing new passions, while men seem frozen, like relics of their past selves. It's why women like Sarah feel, I can't thrive with him holding me back. Communication makes it worse. As women age, they crave heart-to-heart talks, the kind where you feel seen. But many men see conversation as transactional, only needed to solve a problem. Brain science backs this up. Women's brains tie emotion and language more tightly than men's, with stronger connections between the amygdala, feelings, and Broca's area, speech. Women want to share their inner world and feel understood. Plus, women's brains have more active links between hemispheres, letting them weave emotions, memories, and details into a rich tapestry. This is why a woman might say, I ran into our neighbor Lisa Thompson at the grocery store. Her daughter's engaged to this sweet guy from Columbus. Lisa was glowing, and it made me think of our kids' weddings. I felt so happy for her. She's not just sharing news, she's inviting her husband to feel that joy with her. But he might reply, good for them, and flip back to SportsCenter. She's crushed, thinking, why can't he care about what I feel? He's confused, thinking, it's not a problem, so why linger? Men's brains, wired for problem solving, often miss the point. They hear a story and think, what's the action item? Instead of offering the empathy women crave. This gap widens with age. When you were younger, life's chaos, kids, jobs, mortgages, hid these differences. But now, with time to breathe, they're impossible to ignore. My friend Susan Brooks shared a gut punch moment. I told my husband, Greg, I felt lonely, even with him around. He asked, are you sick? Should we see a doctor? I didn't need a diagnosis. I needed him to listen, to hold space for me. It felt like I was talking to a brick wall. Susan added, when I explained I just wanted him to hear me, he said, I'm listening, aren't I? I answered you. But it's not about answers. I want him to feel what I'm feeling. It's like he's a machine, not a person. This isn't a one-off. A 2023 AARP study found 62% of women over 60 harbor some frustration with their husbands, often tied to emotional disconnect. A Pew Research survey showed 41% of women in their 70s feel their husbands don't truly engage in conversation. If you're nodding along, know this: your feelings are normal, shared by countless women navigating the same quiet storm. Another layer emerges as you age: the ticking clock. In your 60s or 70s, mortality feels real. You lose friends, bury parents, and start asking, how many good years do I have left? This makes you fierce about spending time on what matters. My friend Patricia Reed faced this last year when her best friend from high school, Judy, died at 67 from breast cancer. It was a wake-up call, Patricia said. Judy was full of plans, traveling to Italy, starting a knitting group. Then, gone. I realized my time's running out, too. I want to live it fully. But when she looked at her husband, Ron, she felt trapped. Is this it? She asked me. The same breakfast, the same sitcoms, me picking up after him? Ron's not a bad guy, but our days feel like Groundhog Day. If this is the rest of my life, I can't breathe. She's not heartless, she's human, craving a life that feels meaningful. This urgency clashes with another weight: years of being undervalued. Women carry decades of small, unseen sacrifices: packing lunches, scrubbing bathrooms, driving kids to practices, nursing aging parents. Often, it's thankless. Every morning, you whip up bacon and eggs. He eats, leaves crumbs, and heads to his workshop. No, thanks. Early on, you brushed it off. He's providing, so I'll manage. But 20, 30, 40 years of that, it festers. My friend Linda Carter told me, last winter I had pneumonia, barely able to sit up. My husband, Steve, didn't ask how I was feeling. Instead, he poked his head in and said, "What's the plan for dinner?" I was floored. My health didn't cross his mind. His stomach did. That's when it sank in. I'm his cook, not his partner. Another friend, Nancy Evans, shared a similar sting. I lugged home 15 pounds of groceries from Costco, my shoulders screaming. My husband, Bill, was on the couch, watching a fishing show. I said, "This was heavy," hoping he'd offer to help next time. He just said, "Okay," eyes on the screen. "No, I'll grab some tomorrow," or "need a hand." It's like I'm a pack mule, not his wife. These slights stack up, sparking a question. What am I to him? Aging also reshapes your self-worth. With kids grown and careers quieter, you face yourself in the mirror. Really face yourself. You realize, I've poured my life into others. But this reckoning opens the door, too. You volunteer at the local library, take up Zumba at the rec centers, and reconnect with college roommates on Zoom. If you are still watching this video and finding these lessons useful, please comment number 2 below to let me know that you are still watching this video with me. Thank you for your valuable time. These moments whisper, "You're still got spark." My friend Deborah Scott found this firsthand. At 65, she enrolled in a pottery class at the Cleveland Arts Center. "I was terrified I'd look foolish," she said, "but the instructor and classmates cheered me on. They'd ooh over my bowls, say I've got an eye for color. At home, my husband, Joe, barely notices if I rearrange the furniture. But at pottery, I'm Deborah, not just Mom or Joe's wife. I felt like I was matter again." This newfound strength sharpens the contrast with your husband, who often seems stuck in 1985. Same flannel shirt, same gruff, "What's for supper?" Same everything. You think, I'm blossoming, but he's a statue. Sure, he's aged too. Maybe his knees creak, maybe he worked grueling hours to pay the mortgage, but he rarely seems to reflect inward like you do. That's when you feel, we're not in step anymore. The mistake many women make is trying to overhaul him. You nudge. "Can you listen better? Say thanks for dinner? Maybe join my walking group." But he digs in. Habits forged over 50 years don't bend easily, and pushing change can backfire. He gets defensive, snapping, "What's wrong with how things are? We've been fine forever." You feel dismissed. He feels attacked. Sarah's friend Rachel tried this with her husband, Dan Adams, begging him to join her for a couple's cooking class. He said, "Why mess with what's working?" Rachel sighed. "I gave up. Now I'm angrier, and he's just confused." So, what's the way out? It's not about fixing him. It's about shifting your lens. First, recalibrate expectations. Accept, this is Dan, warts and all. Stop chasing a Hallmark movie husband and embrace the real one. It's hard, letting go of dreams stings, but those dreams are what's choking you. Instead of pining for grand gestures, notice small ones. He shovels the driveway, pays for your haircuts, fixes the leaky sink. Don't shrug them off. See their quiet value. My friend Susan Brooks does this. When my husband Greg takes out the recycling, I say, "Thanks, that's a big help." He was surprised at first, but now he mutters, "No big deal," with a grin. It's tiny, but it softens things. We're smiling more. Tweak how you talk, too. Skip the open-ended, be more present. And try, "Can we chat for 10 minutes about my day, no TV?" Men often respond better to specific, bite-sized asks. Linda Carter tested this with Steve. I said, "Can you sit with me for 5 minutes and hear about my book club?" He did, and it wasn't perfect, but it was a start. I felt seen for once. Above all, don't hinge your joy on him. Thinking, "I'll be happy when he gets it," hands him the keys to your heart. Instead, craft your happiness. Sign up for that knitting class at the craft store, have wine nights with Emily, and volunteer at the animal shelter. When your life blooms beyond him, his flaws sting less. This transformed Sarah. She joined a pottery studio in Ohio City, made friends, and now her days glow. "Tom called it a waste at first," she said, "but I told him, this is for me. Now, I'm so wrapped up in glazing techniques and coffee dates with my studio friends, I barely notice Tom's grumpiness. Funny thing, I'm less mad at him. I stopped waiting for him to make me whole, and now I see his quiet kindness, like when he fills my water jug without me asking or said my new clay vase looked damn nice. That felt sweeter because I wasn't begging for it." You don't need to surrender or wage war, just find what's doable. Maybe it's less time together, giving you both space to breathe. Or carve out richer moments. Stroll the park, bake cookies together, flip through old photo albums from your 1980s road trips. Deborah Scott started a ritual with her husband, Joe. Every Sunday, we walk 30 minutes around our neighborhood park. Joe griped at first, but now we talk about the grandkids, the new diner downtown, and even politics. At home, we're ships passing, but walking? We connect. The fresh air's magic, maybe. To sum up, feeling fed up with your husband as you age isn't weird. It's a sign you're growing and a badge worn by many women. It's fueled by brain wiring, clashing talk styles, and shifting life goals, plus a lifetime of tiny, unspoken hurts. Seeing this helps you name your pain without drowning in it. Don't bury your feelings or try to remodel your husband. Embrace them, then tweak what you can, lower the bar for him, rethink how you communicate, chase your opponent. You don't need a fairy tale marriage, just one where you both feel okay. Maybe that's more space for you, maybe it's new shared rituals, like coffee runs or gardening. What counts is you, living boldly for what lights you up. Craving a life that matters is pure, human, and right. Hold that close, and make small, smart choices to make your later years sing. If this hit home, drop your story or reflections in the comments. Your words could be a lifeline for someone else. I hope this speaks to you.